So the title of this video is More Fractions, so you can kind of guess what's going to happen here. But again, we have a leading coefficient that is not 1. So we're just going to divide everything by 4. So we get x squared. Now it has a leading coefficient of 1. Plus 3 over 4x, leave a little space, equals, and then that 2/4, I'm going to go ahead and simplify it to 1/2. Okay, so now we have to figure out then the number that we're going to add to complete the square. So you take half of 3/4, so you're taking 1/2 times 3/4. Now if you're saying, why aren't you dividing by 2? I mean, you can write it that way, but it looks weird. When we have fractions, if we want to divide by 2, then we multiply by 1/2, right? Okay, so you can think about that later. And then we got to square it. Okay, so let's see, multiply straight across, that's how we deal with fractions. So you get 3 over 8, and we have to square it. So that's going to be 9 over 64. 3 squared is 9, 8 squared is 64. Okay, so we're going to add 9 over 64 to both sides. On the left, we're going to have x plus, and remember, it's this number right here, 3/8, and we're going to square it, equals, and now I really want a common denominator, so I have a 2 and a 64. I'll multiply by 32 here, and then that should work for me. So I'm going to get 32 over 64 plus the 9 over 64. Now I'll have to figure out what that is. Okay. So on the left, we have x plus 3/8 squared equals, and then 32 plus 9 is 41 over 64. Now, that 41 is prime, so that's not going to simplify as a fraction. And then here we go, we're going to take the square root of both sides, plus or minus. All right, on the left-hand side, we have x plus 3 over 8. On the right-hand side, we have plus or minus the square root of 41 over 8. Now if you're worried about rationalizing the denominator, probably not going to happen because this is going to be a square down there. But you know, I don't want to make any rash promises. Okay, we're almost done. So bring the 3 over 3/8 over to the other side, and you get x equals negative 3 over 8 plus or minus the square root of 41 over 8. Now, they might leave the answer like that, separate. I wouldn't. I would make it negative 3 minus the square root of 41 over 8, and negative 3 plus the square root of 41 over 8. I don't think WebAssign cares, but, you know, which way you write it, but I'd write it like that. Okay, that was it.